freedom and authority cannot possibly exist. Freedom and intelligence go together. And intelligence has its own innate, natural, easy discipline. Discipline in the sense of not of suppression, control, imitation, all that, but discipline which is the act of learning all the time.
Over his lifetime, one of the great themes that Krishnamurti addressed was that of freedom, touching upon it again and again, linking it with authority. He spoke of both freedom and authority in a less obvious psychological sense, rather than socially or politically. As far back as 1929, he said that his purpose was to set humanity unconditionally free. A phrase that he used in that regard was to be a light to yourself, not to lean on the insights and truths of others, no matter how profound the teaching, no matter how great the teacher. Our myths and traditions are yesterday's verities. He asked that we look afresh and anew from moment to moment. Why, he asked, do we so readily accept religious or psychological authority, but resist political or social restraints? Krishnamurti on freedom and authority.
So please, as the speaker puts into words, examine that which he says for yourself. Because doubt, skepticism is a great purifier. Most of us are so easily accept things, especially in religious matters, in so-called spiritual matters. Please don't accept a thing what the speaker is saying, but try to find out for yourself by carefully listening, if you are interested. If you don't treat this as an entertainment, then please listen and doubt and question and ask. You are doubting that which you have created yourself. You are doubting your own ideas, your own conclusions, your own experiences, your beliefs, your faiths. You are doubting so that you find out for yourself what is truth. Truth demands a free mind, a mind that is completely free. To doubt requires sensitivity. If you doubt everything, then this becomes rather stupid. But to doubt with light hand, with a quick mind, with subtlety, then the doubt brings about clarity, energy. And we need energy to go into all these problems, to resolve them. scientists, politicians, the educational people, the religious people, they are responsible, but I know nothing about it, I just follow. That's the general attitude right through the world.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
I make myself irresponsible. By delegating responsibility to you, I become irresponsible. Whereas now we are saying, nobody is responsible except you. Because you are the world, and the world is you. You have created this mess, you alone can bring about clarity. Therefore, you are totally, utterly, completely responsible, and nobody else. Now, that means you have to be a light to yourself. Not the light of a professor or an analyst or a psychologist or the light of Jesus or the light of the Buddha. You have to be a light to yourself in a world that is utterly becoming dark. That means you have to be responsible. Now, what does that word mean? It means really to respond totally, adequately to every challenge. You cannot possibly respond adequately if you are rooted in the past. Because the challenge is new. Otherwise, it's not a challenge. A crisis is new. Otherwise, it's not a crisis. That's why, sir, responsibility means total commitment.
Total commitment.
Total commitment to the challenge. Responding adequately, completely to a crisis. That is, that the word responsibility means that. To respond. I cannot respond completely if I'm frightened. Or I cannot respond completely if I'm seeking pleasure. I cannot respond totally if my action is routine, is repetitive, is traditional, is conditioned. So to respond adequately to a challenge means the me, which is the past, must end. Violence is not only physical, but great deal, much more psychological. When I conform to a pattern, when I'm being allowed to be programmed. Understand? when you tell me what I should do, because for the good of my soul or my psyche or whatever it is, and you become the authority. So when I accept authority, there is violence. Right? Psychological authority, of course. There is the authority of the computer, the authority of law, the authority of the policeman who says keep to the left or right. If you drive in Europe, you keep to the right. If you ride in England or here, which is it? Left? Yes, left. Left. No, right? Right. I haven't driven lately. Yes, I walk down to the left, walk up the right. That's quite right. So, violence must exist where, that part of it, where out of my confusion, disorder, I create authority. You understand? I'm confused. I'm disturbed. I want certainty. And you come along, the guru, the priest, the psychologist, the others, and they become the authority. I have created them out of my confusion, my disorder. So I realize, as long as there is an authority subjectively, either the experience which I've had, the memory of that experience which becomes the authority, follow all this, or the authority of somebody who says, I know, I'll tell you all about it. The nasty, ugly gurus do all this, coining money. They are one of the most rich people in the world. Your evangelists, the churches, the tremendous organizations, they say, have faith, believe, accept. And I am so frightened, I say, yes, and gullible, I accept it. So I am creating out of my disorder authority. If there is order, there is no authority. Because I behave properly, not according to a pattern. So, one of the causes of conflict, disorder, is psychological acceptance of authority. That means, can one live without a single ideal, single authority, so that one lives in great order now, not tomorrow. You are second-hand people. Don't pretend you are not. You're second-hand, sloppy, shoddy people. and you are trying to find something that is original, God is, the reality is original. It's not colored by all the priests in the world. It's original. Therefore, you must have an original mind, which means a free mind. Not an original painting, a new picture, new this, that's all Tommy wrote. But a free mind. A free mind that can function in the field of knowledge, and a free mind that can look, observe, learn. Now, how do you help another, or is it not possible to be free? You know? Look, I never belong to anything. I'm no church or no belief, no all that. A man who really wants to find out if there is eternal, the nameless, something beyond all thought, he must naturally set aside everything built on thought. The savior, the masters, the gurus, the knowledge, all that must. Are there people to do that? Will anybody undertake that journey? Or you say, well, you tell me all about it, old boy. I'll sit comfortably, and then you tell me.
Yes, that's what goes on.
I say, I won't describe that. I won't tell you a thing about it. That's to put it into words is to destroy it. So, let us see if you cannot be free. What are you frightened about? Frightened of authority, frightened of going wrong, but you are completely wrong the way you live. Completely stupid the way you are carrying on. There's no meaning. You follow, sir? Deny the spiritual authority of every kind. Because what are you frightened of? Going wrong spiritually? They are wrong, not you are wrong, because you are just learning. They are the established in unrighteousness. It's beautiful.
Yes.
And so why do you follow them? Why do you accept them? They are degenerate. And can you be free from all that? So that your mind, through meditation, which we'll discuss perhaps another time, what it means to be free, what it means to wipe away all the things that people have put on you. You understand? So that you are innocent. Your mind is never hurt, is incapable of being hurt. That is what innocency means. And from that, inquire, let's take a journey from there. You follow, sir? From this sense of negation of everything that thought has put together. Because thought is time. Thought is matter. And if you are living in the field of thought, you will never, there will be never freedom. You follow, sir? Unless this is told, repeated, shown to them. They can talk endlessly about books. This comes first. Then you can read the books. So I have to inquire, one has to inquire, what is freedom? This movement from one corner to the other corner of the field. You understand? The field is my consciousness. This whole world is my field. And I move from one corner of this field, psychological field, to another corner, and I call that freedom. Or I choose to move south instead of north, and I call that freedom. So I call choice freedom. I'm a Democrat, I choose to become a Republican. But it's the same movement. We're silly enough not to see that. So, is that freedom? You're following all this? Does choice bring about freedom? Or, where there is choice, there is no freedom. So what is freedom? Inquire, sir. The question is involved in that. What is freedom? To move from trap to trap to trap? To move from one kind of misery to another kind of misery? Freedom obviously means to totally totally to be free from the whole content of consciousness. You see? The problem of content of one corner is different from another corner, but it's in the same field. And we separate the problems, but it's one problem. You understand? I wonder if all problems are interrelated, that's clear. My sexual problem, my problem of earning livelihood, my problem of God, it's all one movement of this everlasting search for something or other, of becoming. So, freedom is the ending of completely of becoming something. What is the importance of authority? That is, the word authority, as you know, means the one who originates.
Author.
Author.
Yes.
And these priests, gurus, leaders, spiritual preachers, what have they originated? They are repeating tradition, aren't they?
Oh, yes. Precisely.
And tradition, whether it's from the Zen tradition, the Chinese tradition, or Hindu, is a dead thing. And these people are perpetuating the dead thing. What is behind this acceptance of authority? Is it fear? Fear of going wrong spiritually? Of not doing the right thing in order to gain enlightenment, knowledge, the super consciousness, whatever it is? Is it fear? Or is it a sense of despair? A sense of utter loneliness, utter ignorance. I'm using the word ignorance in the deeper sense of the word.
Yes, yes, I follow.
Which makes me say, there is a man there who says he knows, I'll accept him. I don't reason. You follow, sir? I don't say, what do you know? We accept where there is ignorance, where reason doesn't function, where intelligence is in abeyance, and you need all that, freedom, intelligence, reasoning, with regard to real spiritual matters. Otherwise what? Some guru comes along and tells you what to do, and you repeat what he does. You follow how destructive it is? How degenerate it is, that's what's happening. So can we, so this brings up a very important question. Can we educate, can there be an education in which there is no authority whatsoever?